Hey you guys, this is Mr. Waltz. I'm going to show you how to do figure 7 from Fusion Model Creation 1. Here's what it looks like. It's basically 3 boxes, so it makes sense to use an additive technique. Um, Look at the boxes. If you look at this box on the right, you can see it has a width of 2, a height of 3, a depth of 5. The box in the middle has a width of 4, a height of 6, and a depth of 3. Um, and you can assume that the box on the left is the same as the one on the right. You can't really see the back of this, but you can assume that the back of this is flat. So what I'm going to do is make a sketch that has the profile for all 3 rectangles, all 3 boxes, and then we'll extrude them separately. And we'll join them together, which is additive modeling. So back in Fusion, I was just finishing number 9, so I'm going to make a new one. I can just click the plus sign up here by the tab, new design. You could also use the file menu to do a new design there. So now I have a new design. I'm going to close number 9 because I'm done with it. So I want to make a sketch, create a sketch. I'm going to click on the XY plane, and I'm going to start drawing stuff. So I'm going to draw the first rectangle here. And so I need this to have a width of 2 units and a height of 3 units. So I just click rectangle, I clicked on the origin, move up to the right, and then it wants me to type in the width right now. You can see the blue number. So this would be 2 star 0.25. I can hit tab to type in the height, and then that would be 3 star 0.25. Okay, then I can hit enter. And so there's the first rectangle. That's going to be the right box in our design. I'm going to drag this dimension out to the right so it's not in the way of what I'm about to create. So now what I'm going to do is create another rectangle here. I'm going to start on the origin because it's conveniently placed right here. Go up to the left. And again, I'm going to type in what I want for width and height. So the width of that one is 4 units, so 4 star 0.25. Then I hit tab to do the height. That's 6 units, 6 star 0.25. Okay. And then hit enter. So there you go. This one, I'm going to drag the dimension over again. I don't want it to be on top of the other picture. I'm going to straighten those up there. That's just stuff you'll see later. There's certain styles for dimensions. And so I just try to keep it tidy. It makes it easy to look at. Then we're going to do our last rectangle in this sketch. Now, this one is interesting because we want it to be the same height as the right one. So we can exploit that fact when we create it. So I click rectangle. I'm going to start right here on this corner of this rectangle, and then I'm going to go up to the left. Now, when I go up, what I want to do is stop at the same height as the other rectangle. And usually what it'll do is it'll detect that other rectangle, and you can see it'll snap there and stick to that height. If it's not doing it, what you can do is without clicking, just move your mouse over that other rectangle and it'll read the height of it. So then when you go over here to the left, you can now make a rectangle that height. You'll notice that I only have one box to type here. I don't have a height and a width box. I just have a width box. So I can just put in 2 star 0.25 and then enter. So that's one way to do that. It's pretty useful. Um, Saved us from having to do a dimension. Um, so this sketch is ready to go. What I'm going to do now is finish the sketch. Green check mark. I'm going to go to my home view so I can see it in 3D. And now I can extrude, dude. So I'm going to hit extrude, not create sketch. I'm going to click on the first rectangle. And you'll notice normally extrude, right? It'll detect the profile that you want to extrude. This time it's not because it's saying, hey, you have 3 choices here. I don't know what you want to do. So I'm going to click on this rectangle on the right. And actually, the rectangle on the left is going to be the same amount. So I'm going to click on them both. Okay, so now they're both selected. And then I just have to figure out how far they stick out. And if you recall, it was 5 units, 5 star 0.25. Hit enter. Boom. Okay, cool. So now I did the side pieces. Great. But I need the middle piece. All right. And if you go back in here, check it out. The sketch disappeared. So what it does usually is once it uses a sketch to extrude something, it hides the sketch. It's like, oh, you don't want this anymore, do you? Unfortunately, in this case, we do want it. So what we need to do is go over here, take our mouse over to the browser. There's a sketches area. If I click this triangle, it will expand that. And you can see that sketch one is there. And you'll notice sketch one has a little eyeball, and the little eyeball has a slash through it. That means it's currently invisible. So if I click that eyeball, it will become visible. And then now I can use it to extrude. Now we want to extrude the middle part. We're just going to click the extrude tool. We're going to tell it what to extrude, which is this middle rectangle. And we have to tell it how far to extrude. And the depth is 3 units, which is 0.75. Um, if you're confident with your math, you can always just type 0.75, but I'll show you probably the smarter way is just to do 3 star 0.25 and let Fusion do the math. Then I hit OK. It looks pretty good, so I'm pretty much done. However, I can see the sketch through there and it makes it look a little weird. So I'm going to go over here in the browser, find sketch one, click the eyeball to hide it again. And now I can see that it looks perfect. I'm going to hit the save tool here. I'm going to call this number 7. Make sure you're in the right project, Fusion Model Creation 1. Hit save, and you are done. And go on to the next one, which is number 5, I believe. Okay.